Of all the people who have ever stepped off the face of the earth, one name stands out. A powerful judge who hailed a cab on a busy New York street and simply ceased to exist. This isn't just a cold case, it's the ultimate vanishing act. If you are fascinated by mysteries that defy all explanation, you need to see this. Subscribe now, let's dive into today's mysteries. The Pacific Ocean, July 2nd, 1937. The most famous female aviator in the world, Amelia Earhart, and her navigator, Fred Noonan, are aiming for a tiny speck of land called Howland Island. They are never seen again. Earhart's Lockheed Electra, brimming with fuel for the long haul over open water, vanishes. The U.S. Navy launches the most extensive air and sea search in its history to that point, but finds nothing. No wreckage, no distress calls. This abrupt silence ignited a mystery that has endured for decades. The official conclusion was that the plane simply ran out of fuel and crashed into the vast, deep ocean. A tragic but logical end. Yet the lack of any physical evidence left the door open for other theories. Radio operators claim to have heard post-disappearance distress calls, suggesting a different, more prolonged end. Another prominent theory suggests Earhart and Noonan landed on Gardner Island, now known as Nikomororo. Artifacts found there, including pieces of aluminum and a woman's shoe, have been tantalizing but ultimately inconclusive. A recently discovered photo, once thought to show landing gear on a reef, was later debunked as dating from years before her flight. The deep ocean surrounding Nikomororo may yet hold the final answer, with sonar imagery revealing an anomaly that some believe could be the Electra dot. The fate of the pioneering aviator remains one of history's greatest unresolved stories, a puzzle where every potential clue leads only to more questions buried in sand and sea. On a sunny afternoon in July 1975, James Riddle Hoffa stepped out of the Machu's Red Fox restaurant in Bloomfield Township, Michigan, and vanished into thin air. A man who wielded immense power and had known connections to organized crime was expecting a meeting. His car was found in the parking lot, untouched. Despite one of the most extensive FBI investigations in history, no body, no crime scene, and no murder weapon were ever conclusively found. The prevailing theory is that Hoffa was the victim of a mob-sanctioned hit, a permanent solution to the problem of a man who threatened to expose old secrets upon his planned return to power. Numerous alleged burial sites have been excavated, from beneath the Giants Stadium in New Jersey to a Michigan horse farm, each search yielding nothing but more speculation. Over the decades, multiple deathbed confessions and informant tips have pointed fingers, naming various hitmen and locations. Yet these accounts often contradict one another. The case remains officially open, a puzzle with too many pieces that refuse to fit. A testament to the impenetrable silence of the world Hoffa inhabited, the truth of what happened that day remains buried, not just in the ground, but behind a code of silence that has yet to be broken. In the evening of May 3, 2007, in the tranquil Portuguese resort of Praia da Luz, a single event would eclipse all others: the disappearance of 3-year-old Madeleine McCann, the daughter of British doctors Gary and Kate McCann. Madeleine was left asleep with her twin siblings in a ground-floor apartment while her parents dined with friends at a tapas restaurant approximately 120 feet away. The parents' routine involved checking on the children every half hour. It was at 10 p.m. that Kate McCann returned to find the apartment door unlocked, a window open, and Madeleine gone. The absence of any overt signs of struggle only deepened the puzzle. An initial investigation by Portuguese authorities faced immediate criticism for the potential contamination of the crime scene and delayed border alerts. The case swiftly became a global media sensation, generating countless leads and theories, from the possibility of a targeted abduction to the more sinister speculation of parental involvement. Though no evidence has ever substantiated the latter, despite one of the most extensive and expensive international investigations in history, funded by the British government, and numerous alleged sightings across Europe and beyond. No definitive trace of Madeleine has ever been found. In recent years, German investigators have identified a specific suspect, a convicted sex offender who was in the area at the time, but conclusive proof remains elusive. The mystery endures, a permanent open file, a photograph that never ages, and a question that hangs in the air of a quiet Portuguese resort long after the tourists have gone home. On March 8, 2014, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, a Boeing 777 carrying 239 people, completed its final routine communication before vanishing from air traffic control radar over the South China Sea. What followed was not a crash, but a silence. Military radar tracked the aircraft as it deviated drastically from its planned route to Beijing, making a deliberate turn back across the Malay Peninsula and flying on for hours, deep into the southern Indian Ocean. Its satellite communication system, known as the Handshake, continued to ping for 7 hours after disappearance, narrowing the search to one of the most remote and deep stretches of water on Earth. The international search that ensued became the largest and most expensive in aviation history, while several fragments of the aircraft, confirmed to be from MH370, eventually washed ashore on islands in the western Indian Ocean. The main wreckage and the crucial flight data recorders have never been recovered. The absence of the black boxes means the cockpit's final moments and the reasons for the plane's mysterious course change, whether due to mechanical failure, intentional action, or another cause, remain locked away. The vast, silent depths of the ocean guard the final answers, leaving behind a void of uncertainty for the families of those lost, and a permanent scar on modern aviation's understanding of its own capabilities. The ocean keeps its secrets, and Flight 370 remains an enduring enigma of the modern age. On a warm summer evening in 1930, a well-dressed man stepped into a taxi on West 45th Street in New York City and became a defining symbol of unexplained vanishings. The man was Judge Joseph Force Crater, a prominent figure in New York's political and legal circles. After dinner with friends, he was seen hailing a cab, presumably heading to the theater. He was never seen again. The mystery deepened with the discovery that he had, days earlier, withdrawn a significant amount of money and had his assistant cashed checks, suggesting preparation for an absence or a payment. His disappearance triggered a massive investigation and media frenzy, but no reliable trace of him alive or dead was ever found. The case became a national obsession, with countless alleged sightings and theories ranging from political assassination due to his Tammany Hall connections to mob involvement or a deliberate retreat from his own life. After a decade with no answers, he was declared legally dead. The case remains one of the most famous unsolved missing persons files in American history, a perfect void of evidence where a powerful man once stood. The question of what truly happened on that August night persists, a ghost in the annals of true crime, ensuring that the name Judge Crater remains synonymous with a single, enduring question: who gets into a cab and simply disappears?